You probably think attractive men always know women want them. Usually, they don't. A woman assumes you're taken, remembers seeing you when you barely remember her, or becomes careful once your attention lands on her. So, you dismiss each reaction as nothing. Why wouldn't you? When different women keep reacting this way, it means more than you realize. Here are 9 signs you're highly attractive to women but don't know it. 1. She assumes another woman has already claimed you. A coworker asks what your wife thinks about your schedule, or a friend of a friend says, "Your girlfriend must love that," before she knows whether one exists. You tell her you are single and she looks genuinely surprised. She may even ask again just to make sure she heard you. You read it as random. Okay, but notice what she assumed. In her mind, a man like you would not remain overlooked for long. Some woman must have noticed and made you unavailable. She did not assume you were claimed because of something you said. She assumed it because of how she sees you. 2. She remembers noticing you before you met. You are introduced at an office gathering or a restaurant. Before you can place her, she says, "I've seen you before." Then she tells you where. Near the elevator, across the store, or at the last event. You remember nothing because from your side, nothing happened. And really, why would you? But from hers, you had already registered. This is not remembering a fact. After several conversations, she remembered the man before she knew anything about him. You thought the first meeting happened when you spoke. For her, it started earlier. 3. She becomes more careful once your attention is on her. She is relaxed in a group conversation, speaking quickly and joking without thinking. Then you ask her a simple question. Suddenly, she pauses, changes a word, or laughs at a mistake that was not embarrassing. She may over-explain because she wants to get it right. So, you read the shift as awkwardness. Maybe the chemistry feels off, right? But the timing tells you what changed. Her confidence did not disappear when the subject changed. It changed when your attention landed on her. Now she is hearing herself through your ears. The conversation matters more because your impression of her matters more. She did not run out of confidence. The stakes quietly changed. 4. A small compliment from you affects her more than it should. You tell a coworker she handled something well. You praise her restaurant choice. Or in the hallway, you mention that she looks nice. To you, it is just a compliment, one you may forget by lunchtime, but she visibly brightens. Later, she repeats your wording or brings it back into conversation. You did say, "I chose a good place." The sign is not that she accepts praise. It is the unusual value she gives to approval that came specifically from you. Your words confirm that she registered with a man whose attention she wanted. So a minor comment stays with her after you forget it. The words were ordinary. Their source was not. 5. Her friends already know who you are. You meet one of her friends and the introduction feels strangely incomplete. You know the look, right? The friend smiles at your name, greets you with unusual warmth, or says, "Oh, you're him." You assume your name came up incidentally. Maybe you work together. Nothing unusual. But her friend does not sound like she just received new information. She sounds like a face has finally been attached to a story she already knows. Women do not describe every unimportant man to their friends. They discuss the man whose impression remains after he is gone. This is bigger than one woman liking you. Your presence gave her something worth discussing in a room you never entered. You were not there, but you were still in the conversation. And if you're thinking, "Okay, but none of this looks like an obvious invitation," you're right. That is exactly why attractive men miss it. But the next signs reveal something more. Women begin treating your attention as something worth earning and sometimes worth competing for. 6. She helps an imperfect moment recover. You know the moment at dinner or in an office kitchen, you forget a name halfway through a story, a joke lands badly, or the conversation reaches an empty second when either person could let it end. Instead, she supplies the missing word, asks an easy follow-up, or returns to something you mentioned earlier. You call this politeness. Fair enough. But ordinary politeness helps an awkward exchange end gracefully. She smiles, nods, and turns back to someone else. Attraction gives the moment another chance. When she sees you as appealing, one clumsy sentence does not become her final judgment. She assumes the better version of what you meant. Notice what she protects. Not the forgotten name, not the joke, and not your ego. She protects the possibility that the two of you might still have a good interaction. She is not rescuing the sentence. She is protecting the interaction. 7. She corrects a small negative impression before you form it. She arrives late and says she is normally early. She complains, then adds, "I'm not usually this negative." Or, she mentions an embarrassing habit and quickly explains it. You never criticized her. You may not have noticed. Still, she adds context before that detail can settle into your opinion. So, why explain something you never questioned? Because the version of herself forming in your mind matters to her. She does not want one careless moment to become the wrong story. Even a confident woman may do this smoothly, but the speed gives it away. She is already imagining how she looks through your eyes. An indifferent woman lets a small flaw sit. She does not need every man to know she is normally punctual, positive, or composed. You never ask her to explain herself. Your opinion made her want to. 8. She notices how other women respond to you. A waitress becomes especially friendly. A co-worker laughs harder when you join the conversation. At a gathering, another woman appears beside you and stays involved. You barely register it. But later, the woman you are with says, "She seemed to like you." Or, "Does she always talk to you like that?" She smiles as if she is only teasing. You dismiss it because nothing dramatic happened. You're thinking she was just doing her job. And yes, she was. But she noticed the change because she was already watching your effect. She saw how quickly another woman warmed to you or made room beside you. Women become alert to female attention around a man they find attractive. Not because every moment becomes jealousy, but because other women provide information. Their reactions confirm that his appeal is visible to someone else, too. She remembers a smile you forgot or hears interest in a tone you treated as ordinary. She is measuring how much competition surrounds you. She noticed the other woman because she was already watching your effect. 9. She does not believe your low opinion of your own appeal. You joke that women barely notice you. You say you have never been anyone's type. Or someone points out that a woman was flirting and you dismiss it so quickly that you clearly did not see it. The woman listening does not offer polite reassurance. She looks confused. She laughs as if you must be joking. Or she says, "You really have no idea, do you?" Your self-assessment feels reasonable. And look, I understand why. You remember every rejection and every quiet year. She does not carry that history. She sees the man in front of her and how women respond to him. Now, from her side, your blindness is difficult to understand. She has watched women become careful around you, remember you, and notice who else wants your attention. Then you call yourself invisible. The two pictures do not match. This is the most direct sign. She is telling you that your private opinion of yourself is outdated. You think she is trying to make you feel better. She is trying to understand how you still haven't noticed. Being highly attractive to women does not always produce dramatic flirting. Sometimes it produces assumptions, nervous corrections, second chances, and conversations about you after you leave. The strongest clue is not one woman doing one unusual thing. It is different women giving you the same kind of reaction and you continuing to explain every one of them away. And if you want me to show you even more of the signals women rarely say out loud, my guide, 25 Forbidden Signals She's Into You, is linked below. And if you made it this far, type "I see it now" in the comments.